Feels so good to be back. And it looks like so many other people are very excited too. You know, that really gets me pumped as well. I really do appreciate all the people that fix your TV screen. You may want to call a repair guy for that. Oh, funny. We got a funny guy in here. Yeah, because of the trailer. Okay, I get it. Okay. Taco tutorial comes... Really? Thank you all. Oh man, you know, it feels great to be back. I want to thank all of you for your support. Thank all of you for your patience. You know, I mean, it's been 6 months. I mean, it's crazy to believe that half a year has already flown by since my last video. Absolutely wild. Obviously, not something I anticipated to have happen, but all of you sticking through, you know, being patient, waiting on me, the, you know, great wishes that you've given me, the support over this time. You know, I really appreciate it. I'm going to go into a big story of what's been going on for quite a while, even before my absence. But I have been keeping up with a lot of things because, you know, it's social media. And let's be real, when you look at social media, well, what's the one thing you probably expect every single day? Something absolutely ludicrous and stupid to pass by, and then you just think, oh, yeah, no, that's the world that we live in, the world that's burning every single day because of sheer amounts of stupidity just completely trying to outdo each other every single day, because we got a stupid world out there, people. I mean, not everyone in it's stupid, but we got a lot of them. The Seth the Programmer issue, I'm sure everybody's very aware of that one. Jesus Christ. The amounts of shit that came from this one, wow, it's mass level. Oh, Seth the Programmer, terrible person. Holy God. Shit hit the fan real fast. Oh, God. Seth the Programmer is a horrible human being. A lot I could say about it, maybe in another video, but man, that's a lot to take in. A lot that was going on with that. Hogwarts Legacy as well, everything involving that. Like, I'm sure you've seen it where the progressive types are obviously attacking people that are streaming the game or playing the game, trying to say, oh, well, they're phobic. No, they're not. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. These people are dumb, and they've been bullying, harassing people. One person that they went after was the VTuber known as Pikami, who is probably the most innocent VTuber out there. I mean, she's not the only one they went after, but Jesus, I mean, it's horrible what has happened. I feel so bad for Pikami. And, you know, if there's anything I have to say about the situation, which I'm sure everybody would probably jump in on as well, is silence Western Twitter, because I think we're all thinking it. While I've been away, now that I've come back, I sense that there's been a great disturbance, as if reality has failed us. Ruby Volume 9, oh God. So, I do have a schedule planned for everything. So for this upcoming week, I'm going to have Wednesday and Thursday off, because I'm going to take care of some personal stuff I need to take care of, as well as get some video editing in the meantime. But I will have maybe a video or two on Friday, and Ruby Volume 9, I will have the review, the first one of it, so it will be coming out. So whenever you see video on the schedule, that may be more than one video, but definitely one video for certain, so that's why I put one video specifically. Saturday I'll have a video, maybe two. Sunday I will definitely have a video and the Q&A. So for those of you who have been waiting on the Q&A, I will catch up on it. So that'll be happening. Monday I will be off to take care of some things as well as edit. Tuesday I will have a video ready, maybe more than one. Wednesday I'll be offline. Thursday unsure of right now. And then Friday I'll probably have a video or two. So that's basically what I have planned thus far for this upcoming week. So yeah, so a few videos here and there, the Ruby reviews, and the Q&A, because I owe you all that Q&A. You know, like, it would have been up a lot sooner, but, you know, had things not gone the way they did, you know, things would have been very different, and there wouldn't have been a 6-month hiatus, that's for certain. So, you know, and I owe it all to you to get this Q&A out, and I love doing it for you guys. You know, I love doing it for all of you. But, now, also, if you do want to follow me on, you know, other platforms of social media. I do have a Twitter, I do have a Discord, and I do have a Minds account. So if you want to follow me on any of those social media outlets, I do have the link in the description. So I do leave updates and whatnot. So if you want to follow me on there, then, go ahead, go into the links in the description and hit me a follow. I appreciate it. But let's go ahead and get started and catch everybody up with what's been going on. So part 1, discovery. So back in June of 2022, apparently my grandmother was not feeling very well beginning of the summer. She started feeling pretty awful, but she waited for a long period of time before she even went to the doctor. She waited until October 3rd, because her symptoms started to get a lot worse than they were, and myself and my uncles became very concerned about the situation. So the issues was that she was tired most of the time. She basically just had little to no energy at all. She wouldn't barely do anything, and then she would just be exhausted. And then if there was any energy at all that she had, I mean, basically she would just lose it within a matter of moments. Like, she couldn't do things she would actually be able to do, and then she'd just be exhausted and then have to rest. And then when she did rest, basically she would just sleep all day. I mean, it was pretty bad to see. But then, the final issue that we knew was, she didn't have an appetite at all. She said that everything tasted terrible to her. She would skip meals, and she would barely even eat if she did eat, and she would say sometimes that her stomach hurt. Wasn't very good. So, of course, she went to the hospital and found out that she had cancer. Now, keep in mind, she was a 24-year survivor. She had cancer prior, and it was colon cancer, and then it came back. Now, they did have the surgery, and at first, everything seemed like it was okay, and everything was just fine, right? And, it was great news. And then, of course, everything took a turn for the worst, to which nobody expected it all to have happen. So, part 2, misery. So, things seemed suspicious in the very beginning. My grandmother seemed like she was okay after the surgery, and then she started acting very loopy. The doctor said that she was acting oddly, and so then they took another look. Well, turns out that the surgery to get rid of the cancer had left a patch, had left a hole in her colon, and yeah, they had to patch that back up. Well, turns out she went septic. Yeah, that was very terrible, and nobody had expected that to happen, and they had to have emergency surgery. And as time went on, well, things did not get any better, because it was like every single day was a fight between life and death for her. They had to keep her sedated for 3 weeks. Essentially, 3 weeks of her life was gone. And every single day, we didn't know whether she was going to live or she was going to die. And it was absolutely terrifying. Just a very scary thing, because originally she was going to be gone for about 2 weeks and then be back, but since she went septic, of course, that changed everything, and it was very terrifying. And, she finally awoke. I mean, of course, she was in critical condition. She was still in the ICU, and it was very terrifying still, regardless, but she was doing better. And it seemed like everything in December started to look up. It seemed like everything was getting better. She was feeling better, and everything seemed to be taking a turn for the best. I mean, it's not like anything bad could have possibly happened, right?
Gotcha, bitch!
Well, part 3, illness. Yeah, so shortly after that, I got sick. Oh boy. Terribly ill, in fact. It was horrible. That entire week, I literally thought I was going to die. I'm not even kidding. For one, I was bedridden. Now, if you know how I am when it comes to getting sick, I don't get the coughing kind of sick. No, I get viciously sick to where I'm vomiting. It's really, really bad. So, I don't get sick very often, and then when I do, I usually am sick in my stomach, and I'm usually vomiting when I do get ill. And, yeah, that was horrible. So, while my grandmother was in the hospital, ill herself, yeah, so was I. I was in a terrible condition too, to where I was vomiting up pretty much everything. I mean, it was horrible, and it got so awful. Like I said, I thought I was going to die, And, well, the reason was because not only was I vomiting, but it got to the point where a few times I was vomiting up blood, and it was horrible. Now, I had an illness like this, a stomach virus, a long time ago. I can't eat salads anymore, and I can't eat McDonald's, but I guess not eating McDonald's, well, I guess that became a benefit, because now if I ever eat salads or McDonald's, yeah, I vomit. Like, it just triggers this in me, and I can't actually eat it, so I just get sick. So, of course, I avoid it. Now, I was sick for 2 whole weeks, basically. And, yeah, just between the 18th to the 21st, I had vomited a total of 36 times. It was horrible. It was awful. I thought I was going to die. And then when it came to Christmas, yeah, so you probably wondered, well, how did that one go? No, that didn't exist. I literally didn't even get to celebrate Christmas. I was so ill because I didn't want anybody near me because well, for one, I was bedridden practically. I had to, basically almost crawl to the bathroom each time I had to go. And, I was vomiting all the time. It was awful. So, yeah, Christmas was non-existent.
Disappointed!
I was depressed on Christmas because I had no one to spend it with. I was so ill. And my little sister got to visit, the other side of the family. And what really depressed me is I haven't seen her in 2 years because, her, father and mother are divorced and all that stuff. And so, her father has custody of her. So this would have been my chance to see her. Didn't get to. Talked to her over the phone, though, which was at least nice, but I didn't want her getting sick. So I just told her, don't come by because I don't want you getting ill. But I was at least glad to talk to her. But yeah, it was pretty awful.
But wait! There's more!
Then I got a call from my little brother while I was still ill later that week, informing me that my grandfather had another stroke yet again. Oh, part 4, recovery. So, December was basically a hell of a month. It was awful. To just really put it simply, it was a horrible month. The end of the year was just dreadful. Absolutely hated it. My Christmas was the worst Christmas I ever had in my life. Grandmother was still in critical condition. My grandfather has a stroke. I got horribly ill. It was dreadful. Now, the good news was that my grandfather, he did start to get better. Of course, he had recovered a bit more. Now, unfortunately, he can't drive anymore. And so that's, the terrible news out of it, but he's alive. I mean, that's the most important thing, so that's good. But, yeah, that happened. It was really awful. As for my grandmother, well, at the beginning of January, she basically got to actually go to the physical rehab center, and so she's going through physical therapy right now. Thing is, though, is that she didn't want to really do it in the beginning. She was too afraid that it wouldn't actually work out and that she would get hurt. But now she's actually wanting to do it. So that's really good news, at least. At least she's now to the point of wanting to do it. And I'm really happy for her. So part 5, the return. Yeah, so with everything being really difficult, like a ball and chain in life, dragging you down, I mean, the past few months for me had been very depressing. The end of October, November, December, they were really hard months, and whenever life gets you down, you just got to push yourself back up. Being sick, it was terrible, but I survived. I pushed through, I persevered, I made it. That was good. Like getting back to work and everything. I mean, having to get back to just doing everything again, as normally. It took a little bit, but hey, you know what? I'm glad that got back on track with things. And especially now, getting back on track with content as well, because, I mean, look, during that time, not being able to work, having to, just pay things and use your savings at that time, yeah, that's not very fun. It's not very fun when you're not making an income. It's rough. And I'm sure, some of you can understand that. I mean, it's very difficult. But in the meantime, I've been also helping my grandmother out by watching over her house, making sure that it's kept up and cleaned and everything, because that's basically my job. My uncles had their own respective jobs, helping my grandmother out too. So we all do our own part, and that's basically mine. Now, one funny little event that happened was one day last month while I was going to the grocery, I was hilariously enough mistaken as a woman. It was absolutely hilarious. The clerk thought that I was a woman. That's probably the funniest thing that happened. It was great because I have long hair and everything, so it was really funny. But I just wanted to have a casual conversation with you guys, just update all of you what's been going on, what's happened, what to expect coming up forward, and everything. But I appreciate all of you. I want to thank you all for your patience as always with me. It's great to be back, and I'm really excited. I really am, and I hope you all are too. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for your kind words and support. And I hope all of you have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today.